All right. Reset Sunday. Here we are. Let's roll. All right. We are waiting for some, we could do some sandboxing after. I need to take the gear off in order to do that, and gonna need to have the gear on for arena tonight. So, last day for arena. Last day for Storm Arena. Alliance rewards. Let's see what is at stake. I don't know. I mean, not a whole lot here. So depending on how lucky you are with your tactical boxes, I guess. When we look at it as a whole, right? Yeah, like daily reward good, ranking. Now the ranking reward, I would say here is much more important than your alliance reward for a Storm Arena. Alliance reward, like honestly, they should really make this more valuable. You know what I mean? Like think about it. They're just given, like if you finish first, right? So all members of the alliance for the first person, you get a first person. If you actually have a whale in your alliance or whoever, and you might be in a weaker server who happens to be in an easier one, but either way, you're given for the entire week 2,000 skill medals to everybody. Like that's it. Like I mean, so granted, free to play is gonna definitely you're gonna love 400 diamonds, but come on. I mean, if Last War makes a mistake, it seems like it would be 400 diamonds, right? I don't know. It just seems kind of weak as far as I'm concerned, but it seems like I don't know. I'd like to see him put honor points in for the weekly. I think that's what I would like to see. I mean for the alliance reward. I think that would be better. But too much to ask, I guess. We got to lift these rewards up a little bit when we're talking about the actual alliance. I get it, individually, everybody has enough rewards, but would be better if we get these. So, all right. Got some sand. I really do want to get to sandbox. Maybe we'll do some tank sandbox work here. I do need the gear in order to do that. Nothing left. I started my training for my tactical, so that is done. Nothing left to do here. I don't think I'm close to. Nope. So 4,000 here. Nothing much here. All done. Waste my time with some of this street rush. I did not finish street rush. What do we got for time? 20 more minutes for alliance. God, do I dislike street rush. Ugh. This is rough. I did not get the rewards. But the rewards aren't that great either, so I really cared that much. Where's Beck when I need him? Bane of my existence, this game. Drive me right in a hurdle. Like that wasn't planned. Alright. Did I get enough? Because I really don't want to play again. Oh, God, this game is terrible. Look at these rewards. I mean, a secret order and a trade contract and a Street Rush mystery box. I mean, if you're lucky, you get an Alliance Compass. That's the best thing you can get out of here. It's crazy. It's really crazy. You look at our rankings. I don't know how everybody else's rankings are. Beck is at 161. Wait, Beck isn't in first? What is going on here? What is going on here? Wow. That is surprising. Beck is our champion for 71, but not anymore. Then again, he might have become tired of it. I mean, honestly, like it resets the rankings. Do I really want to do this? I don't know if I really want to do this for an extra street order and a trade contract. It's so not worth it. I did not do it. And then the 4 coins come out here. And they didn't say what we could do with any of these coins, by the way. I'm stuck. I have all these coins. I have 17,000 coins. I'm sure other people have 300,000 coins, 400,000 coins. I do not know what they're going to give you for coins. I didn't see anywhere that it said, like the rewards, I think, are just for this and for here. So I need... Alright. I need 700 more coins. So silly. For what? I don't know. Can't do anything with these coins. I mean, honestly, if they... I keep saying this, but if they had just made the rewards T11 material, oh my God, people would be tripping over each other to get better at this thing. Oh, God. I'm done with this game. Don't care. What's rampage going on? That. All right. All right, we're waiting on the arena. I have 10 tries, 10 attempts, and I'm just waiting to utilize them. So, right now, story we're getting into here is trying to get into the top 10. I missed 5 last night. So we'll see if I can. I'm gonna wait. Waiting until the last minute to do these.
Going micro.
God damn. All right. Wow. 5 minutes, 10. Awesome. Jesus. It's terrible. All right, let's go. 3 minutes. 19. Not beating me yet. You can see we got the top 3 in the server here. Deerfly King and Hulk, and trying to get up to the top 10. So the rewards, again, I just like for the ranking is more important to just get into the top 10. It doesn't matter whether once you're out of the top 3, if you're 4 through 10, it doesn't really matter where you land here, because they're all the same. They're all the same. Hey, Jason. You posted an arena in findings? What do you mean? What do you mean, Jason? Posted an arena for you findings. Are you saying in Discord? Oh, I see. I see. Is this what you're... Oh, no, this is versus. I don't know. What do you mean? All right, let's get our first one at least and see what happens here. Okay, I can't take any of these people, and I'm not fighting ramp, so I gotta refresh once. Can't take you, I gotta take this person because I got too many 10s to go. My teams look good, everything looks ranked. Okay, let's hope I can get 3 to 3. Nope. Only 2. That's gonna suck. That's only 16. Okay. I got a roll here. In Discord, I got a beating. D90. Oops. Where did you put it? Oh, in your you put it in findings? I got you. Okay. I see. We can go, all right, we'll go over that after the arena. We can take a look at that. Hey, Danny. Thanks for joining. We are biding our time to try to get down in the arena. Chilling like a villain. I cannot take the top, like, 6 or 7. So right now I'm in a crux because I can't use my refreshes too much because then I'm going to get stuck at the end. And I can get better choices as I move up. So it's difficult because I also don't like choosing low on these, but I'm going to have to. It's a tough choice. Okay, good. It changed. Let's do the challenge. All right, let's see. That moved me to 13. Still at 8 minutes, so we're doing just fine. We have 8 and 8 minutes. So I'm already up to 13, which is good. None of these folks should be able to beat me that are below me here. So 13 I'm safe with. And then the problem I really have is my own team is blocking me. Like, I can't fight my own team. So I'm kind of stuck here with only limited people that I can actually fight. So I have to kind of take people that are lower than me as we move forward, which is why I'm waiting until the end and hoping that this just arena reshuffles itself. So we will do basically 1 minute as we move forward. And even in the arena, kind of like the 3v3, I've been scarred where you can't wait until the last second because it reshuffles so much that if you try to do it last second, you end up getting plucked out. So use my likes for folks. I forgot to do my likes. Hulk and King will both be helping me, I'm sure, at some point in this evening. So let's go. Let's use another one. Where are we? Okay. So 10 range. This, I can win. I'm higher, but it's really dependent on the scramble. So I'll go right now the safe route to get up to the top 10 first. So this has already got me 12. Pushes them down. Where are we at here? 53. Your goal is top 5. Oh, really? In which one? In ours? Top 5 in this? Oh, that must be you mean for 90 top 5. I got you. Damn, who's in if you're getting top 5? Who what other servers are you against? We're going to use another one. Changed, all right. Changed again. I'm up to 10 now. All right, I'm in top 10. 5 left. We got to 9, folks. We're at 9. All right, we got a 5 spot. Got a 5 spot, and we are in striking distance. Now, don't forget, the best that we can do here is that one stronger than me in 6. And then my own team, a little bit stronger than me. And then we have weaker, and then a little bit weaker than I am here at 193. But some of these are really luck of the scramble because we're all just saying do a mix. So, I ain't got a challenge ranch here. There we go. Victory over ranch. That gave me 14. That moved me into 8. Let's do another one here. 122 will get you going. We'll get another win there. Moves me into 7th. Now we got 3 left. We have within 4 minutes now. 4 minutes. We are top 7 with 4 minutes to go. Now I know the stream's on a little bit of delay. I know that they do that to try to keep the signal clean, so won't be exactly at time for me, but it's all the same. It's all good. Oh, top 50. I thought you said 5, and then I saw the 0 go down. My bad, man. All right, well, top 50. We'll go over the rankings, rewards. I just did those a little bit, so. All right, we got 3 minutes. Let's get a refresh. Where are we? Got moved down to 8, which is all good. Still got time. Still got some time here for me doing this live. This is for me here. I'm a little behind on the stream, but it's 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Let's see how good we can get. All right. Down to 9. Just going to be patient. Patient. No need to go crazy right now. We got some in the bank here. See, moved up to 8 again. Stuff's going well. We're doing good. We're under 2 minutes. Let's grab another one. Things go so fast. It's like hard to grab these folks. Let's get positive points here is what we need because we are in great shape. So we don't care. Again, the goal here, it does not matter where I am between 4 and 10. It's all the same. So we're just trying to finish in the top 10. That's the only goal. And right now, since I'm 7th, it's all about being safe here. Not about risking it for the biscuit. Don't need to move up to, I can't move up to 4. 4 is the next reward that would make or 3 is the next reward that would make a difference. I clearly can't do it. So I am in this little basket here. I just don't want to lose enough to drop out of the top 10. And as you can see, the top 10, it's very close. I'm up now 1655, but it's very close down here with only a couple left. So here we go. Positive points there. I stay 7 still. And let's just get this going here. Use my last one. Here. There it is. I am 7. So I'm 1683. And now we wait. Less than a minute. I like to be safe here to use them, but just trying to finish it out. And end here. 1 minute to go. Refresh. I am still 7th. Rank's just trying to climb and use his at the last minute. At the end of the day, he's welcome to finish in front of me because it's all the same. I just need to stay in the top 10. That's all I need. There it is. In the top 10. Boom. So now we look at the rewards for Storm Arena. You can see here, keep me down. I was able to, yeah, so fighting a head-to-head, I only lost once, Ranch, and I beat him. Only lost to Mike Check. Otherwise, I was tastic. Thank you, all 3 of you. Oops, that was not you. Where did Hulk end up? Oh, Hulk was down to 7. Oh, that's 3v3. Storm Arena, what it says here. So here's the rankings of where you want to finish. So 4 through 10, we're able to secure these rewards here for individually. So it gave me another 40k honor points. And then 15k skills, the frame, and then obviously the deco. This is where I was trying to get to. That's all I care about. And then For those of you, though, that were able to finish, where were you hopefully finishing in? You got in the top, I know Deathbull said top 200, so that would be great. It would be 20K honor points if you're able to do that. Even if you're not 17.5. So they're great honor points for playing in it, bottom line, right? Here's the Alliance reward. So, good finish for the Alliance. The Alliance rewards we went over, not very great, but we finished, so we are good to go. All right. Let's look at some of... Here's all the gifts we got. There's mine, my contribution. You had Hulk's contribution to the Alliance, and then we, I guess Rich did not get to the final finish in here. All right, this week brings us, let's see. We know we got to do the 500 here. Let's get into the daily freebie. 167. That's awesome. Great job, Deathbolt. Great job. 20K? 100 points? Good stuff. All right. Monthly pass. Not doing the... do I do the... What do we have today? What do we have? Okay. Let's go get our freebies here. Our diamonds, our VIP stuff. What are we buying? So we're definitely buying this. We're going to do 1,200. And then we want our core, which is 500. So ultimately, 1,700 diamonds for the material. Not bad. We definitely want to do that. Then we're going to use another 10K for points here for our T11 material. We need our drone. Drone. Here we go. Day 1. That's all I need for diamonds. And then for Alliance, we want experience here. Update the drone. Yeah, great work, man. You got 30. Good job. That's great. Those are great honor points, man. Good work. That's how you get your prints. I keep hearing these people not be able to get the prints. That's how you get your prints. Love to hear it. A matter of fact, we were just talking about it. That's 2 more prints for you. All right, honor. Let's go into campaign, and I might as well just get all these done. All right, and then let's upgrade our T11s. Should we upgrade our T11s? Chat, do you want to see me do the T11s, or do you even care? Because it's going to be a percentage of the gun that's going to go up. It's not like I'm going to get them, but if you want to see it, then I'll go do it. So it's up to you. Get this done. Okay, do this. All right. BB February. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Tuesday it's versus points. Exactly. That's I was just gonna wait for Tuesday to worry about it, because it doesn't really move for the most part anyway. I just sit here and I can move it like once or twice with the training, so I could do it, but I wasn't going to worry about buying it, and I couldn't... let me switch this real quick. Get Marshall out, and let me put Fiona back in, just for purposes. So this is just for the free material that I got, by the way. You can see I moved the gun to 19%. And I don't think I can beat this boss yet. Let's see what the boss is, because I don't think so. No, it's 13202. Hulk might be able to take this boss. I don't know. He's at 5'6". I'm 5'7". I don't know. It's pretty close, because his count is a little bit higher based on his gorilla. But I don't know. So it's pretty close. I don't know. Even if he bought material, he could use it. I just don't know if he's going to buy it tonight. All right, let's see what's our deals for today. All right, Hero Growth Battle Pass. Okay. So we're going to get into exclusive weapons here. Like I say, 20 exclusive weapons. I know Deathwolf was talking about having a problem getting exclusive weapons. There's really exclusive weapons everywhere. I hope you've unlocked sleds at this point and you're launching a couple sleds every day. That would be my hope. Because you should be getting exclusive shards every day. Now, it takes a lot to get 4 sleds to refresh to 4 sleds. But really, 1 or 2 every day should be what you're getting for sleds. And even if they get attacked, for the most part, you should be able to get them. Now, also, by the way, if you're plundering trucks, make sure you're plundering anytime you're doing sleds. Now, most people are strong, but this one's 53. So I know a lot of you are stronger than 53 to be able to attack this sled. So there's attackable sleds out there that you can fight. By the way, this might be a 53 sled, but a 53 sled of what? This is tank. So if you have air, then you can probably beat this person with a 50 air or a 48 air. So I hope you're using your plunders on sleds and you're capturing exclusives every day. So when you think about that, instead of using money on exclusives, you're able to get these hot deals. You're going to get $5, but you're able to get this, very fast by just plunders throughout the week. So if the game's giving you them for free, that's my point of how I talk, is if you're looking at it from a perspective of, can you obtain them free? And the answer is yes. So for free to play or low spenders, that's really what you should be looking at of what you're paying for. Are you paying for something that you cannot obtain easily for free? And in this case, you can. So that's all you need to do. All right, so perfect. That's what I'm saying. So if you're sending 5 sleds a day and you're plundering 4 sleds a day, then you should be getting exclusives. If you're doing that every day, I mean, what are you doing? Like, let's say that's 3, that's 7 days a week, is 1 week worth of plunders is what you're getting here. Okay? So I would say low spender, there's really no need to even enter into paying money for this when you can use your budget other places. That's what I would say. For medium spenders, yeah, like medium spenders, you're gonna be getting all these rewards here of 80, 90. Like the 5, okay, I guess if you really are short of exclusive, or you're trying to push 30 and you're having trouble getting there, you already have your 20s. 30 is difficult to get to. It's a lot. It is a lot of shards. So if you're a medium spender, I can see the 5. I don't know that for even a medium spender, I would be blowing my budget on exclusives, though. Just saying. Like, it just seems like there's better things throughout the week that you can spend your money on as a medium spender. Mainly, like, for me, it would be gear. So, like, if you can find ways to get gear for that money, get it. But I am trying to... I'm trying to get 1,000 for, look at this, Moonstone. Don't, you know what? Pure principle of the matter here, I wouldn't spend. Just because now we went from the energy loot to Moonstone, I'm really going to like cut down my spending during these weeks. I mean, it's completely insulting for the game at this point. This is what the problem is for anybody who's a spender, and not just for people who are spenders, by the way. Like medium spenders. If medium spenders are spending money, give them some rewards. This is just crazy. Like this Moonstone blessing. What a slap in the face this is. All right, so that's where we are there. We got our arms race. We are in construction speed up here. So everybody should be doing their arms race. And then, oops. There we go. Done. Get that done. Okay. Winter Storm. We'll be doing that tomorrow, by the way, everybody. So I'm gonna host a live tomorrow. I might do multiple lives tomorrow, so everybody has a chance to watch Winter Storm. I might be doing it like I'm not sure at this point when it hits. If I pop on and do this later or whatever, but I do want to just go through. We talked about Winter Storm. Everybody talked about the problem with winning and stuff in here, and I get it. So I'm going to go and show how you can win here. Let's see. Street Rush. We don't care. I think the last thing for the coins finally got unlocked. So we'll probably get that at some point just to purely OCD get that, but let's go in and there was a new treasure map that got released tonight, I believe, too, right? Let's go check that out. I forgot. Let's go check this out. See, you got no exclusives here. No exclusives. One exclusive. I want more exclusives. There we go. Exclusive. Only one. Out of all of it, can you believe? Oh, there's another one, too. 2 exclusives. All right, let's deploy that. So this was the new thing. Progress resets at reset. Failed to dig up a UR chest 15 times in a row. The 16th, yeah, we know that. What's this new reward chest here? Oh, so just out of pure digs is all I'm gonna get? I thought they said there was some kind of event that they were launching tonight that was gonna be different. Because they got rid of the to receive awesome rewards. Okay, so complete the secret task, we know. The treasure map shards, we always know. Collect 7 shards to dig for treasure. Okay. And then accumulate compasses from treasure to receive awesome rewards. And that's it? That's what we've always done. What's different about this? Yeah, I'm sure you did, Deathwolf. I don't do the rush thing, so I don't even know if I will ever... I don't know if I get bored enough to do it or not to max it out. I'm not really a street rush person. So we just collect this is the same thing we've always done. We collect all the pieces of the map, and then we dig. We do our digs, and the digs are going to now equal compasses, which open up the chest. I mean, What's different about what? We were better off with the hidden vault. Maybe it's the same rewards. You just don't have to do hidden vault. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the rewards were better with hidden vault. There were more rewards for hidden vault. I think they downgraded the reward. I would have to go back. I don't remember. I wish I took a video now of the hidden vault to go back, and maybe everybody can tell me if the rewards are worse now. But they don't look as good. There was a chest every single time with the hidden vault that we would do them. There were 20 different rewards for the hidden vault that we could open up chests for. And I remember getting exclusive weapons in that vault thing. So now they took that away from us, and like they just gave us the same thing that we've always had. They gave these new chests, but yeah, I don't know. I think that's worse rewards, everybody. That seemed to me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but all right. So our verses today for us, push day. We need to do radar. We have experience, battle drone. We know, and then our chips. So let's grab a couple here, and then we're gonna do some chip updates for the air. All right, let's go do our drone. I can only do a couple. I can't even do a full level, so we'll leave it at that. Push day, so I guess I'll do this. And now we do our skills chips. Open our chest first. Anything? No. All right, let's roll the dice with our blues. Anything? No luck with the blues. And our purple. Boom, we got one. One missile, though. I'm pushing second team air now. So here are the second team air. The first thing I want to do is the quantum field because I only have one left to push my chips. So here's my current air. Those that are wondering, I have 63.42 with Sarah here. So 63.42 for my second team. We need to get air. Quantum field, I need one. All right, this should allow me to now upgrade right here. This is worth, because this was going to put us at 7. That's worth 77,300. So not that big of a jump, to be honest with you. It is now at 63.49. So a little bump there. Okay. I don't know, Ben, are you sure they're the same rewards? Because I was getting, when I was doing the vault, I know I was getting exclusive weapons in the vault. I know I got exclusive weapons as one of the bonus treasure chests that would happen. And there are no exclusive weapons in these chests. There's shards. I remember we got the shards at like the 10 and the 20 or something. But there's no exclusive weapons in here. So I don't know. Did they? Even if you, oh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see where there's no exclusive weapons given out anymore in these rewards. So I'm just saying. All right, so we got a little bit of bump from there. Now, we are going to do another air, because I can upgrade a second chip here for my air, which is my Lethal Firestorm. It only needs 8 more. Actually, is it? Wait, so Lethal Firestorm needs 8. Yeah, Firestorm needs 8. Here for the armor, I need 12, and I think for this I need like 19. Yeah, and then obviously I need 20 for this. So we are gonna, this is the least amount that I need for Lethal Firestorm, and I want to push all my chips to 8. 8 is when I get my bonus. Yeah, I definitely got exclusive weapon. 100 million%. So I remember seeing it. Matter of fact, I remember seeing the secret vault because of the conversation we had. You're trying to find different ways to get it, and I remember getting it there to tell you about it. So there was something that I got as when whatever it was, and it popped. Okay, so 8. I can do 8. So I need Firestorm. I need 8 chips. So let's see. Can we get 8 chips? Do I have enough material? For what is the I always like to look at the symbol. It's the target. Okay. Oops. Air target 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Got it. Come in here. Skill. Boom. 8. All right, let's look at the team again before I do the upgrade so you could see what the 8th chip is going to get me. 63.49. And now I'm going to put an 8th chip on here. That's worth 128,000. So that was a bigger boost for your 8 where you get the bonus. So now we bumped up to much bigger bump, right? 63.62 with that. So about a 0.23 bump, which is a big bump because if you look at what you get when you unlock a skin, I only get a 0.2 bump. So that bump was larger than a skin bump when I actually open a skin. Now the skin gives you the skin will also work when you're not using it and stuff, but so will the skill chips, right? You just bumped my team 0.23. So just for that one skill chip, it was 0.23. So my next skill chip for air is clearly going to be armor, because that only needed 12. So now I can see how many I can get with armor here. And, sorry, I forgot what armor is. I was opening the wrong chest the other day. Okay. Sure I get the right one. I only got 2 more left. So that's it. So now I need 10 more. So we'll see how long it's going to take me to get those 10. But we're on our way. We're on our way to our bonus chips for our second team now. I have now officially moved my skill chips to my second team. I stopped at 9 because there's just too many for, like, I need 40. So I'm going to move these and get the bonuses on the second team before I move to either go back to the 9 or get the bonuses on tank to 8 as well, and then go back. I'm not sure exactly yet if I bother with my third team. It depends on how far I could gear up tank between now and getting all the 8 chips on air. So that's my strategy there. Okay, so now we just need the purple. We got to use all this purple material that I have. Doesn't matter. I just need to use it because I'm going to do the combat boost, which I was 614, and now I move up to 616. So 2 levels. And there's that. And that went and got me, for those 2 levels for combat boost now, 63.63. So that was like, what was that, 0.01 for the combat boost? I'm telling you, this combat boost, don't worry about it. You just like slowly climb it. It's nothing to do. The only thing that really is the actual breakthroughs that you have here are all that matter. Are this from going to 450 to 600, and then 750 is going to be the next one. So I really wouldn't worry about those. Okay. Taz, can I go? No, I'm far away from getting anything there. And I'll show you something cool. My purple ones. I've been very focused on purple deco. I'm not putting any of my universal deco towards purple. I don't want to confuse it. I just get a lot of purple chests. So, excuse me. So, when I do trucks, anytime I send out a truck, sled, I try to make sure there's purple deco. I actually pursue purple deco and try to get it because these bottom 4, I've actually gotten this one to 84, this one to 70, this one to 40 before they're done and they're level 7. So you need 486 for them. And I've got all of them within like 70 and 80, which I'll be able to get as I keep pushing this. Because I really want to turn the page and start getting other than these. I want to start moving some of these other purples to level 7. I mean, they're not nothing. They're hit points like for most of them. This one's an attack boost, and then most of them are the 32,000 hit points. So if you do the math and you do all of these for level 7, I mean, it's a lot of hit point bumps, and they're free. So there's purple boxes that they keep giving me. So I keep trying to select them, and I've been doing it for a long time now, trying to get to the other purple ones without using my universal to move these. So far, it's been hard to move, but okay. All right, so where are we from a versus perspective? I think that's it for now. I'm going to hold off. I can use experience. I'll be using that later, closer to reset. I did not see who our opponent is. 122, 3MX. Oh, I was just against them. Just went against them in the arena. They had some strong people on their team. They had this angel person I kept fighting with that goes 251. There's 252, and then this one that's 304. So kill event's going to be fun. This will be a good time. I'm already looking forward to that. All right. Okay. So that is all we have here for reset now. I did want to do a little sandbox routine of tank. Told you, so just a quick experiment tonight. We're gonna run. I had bring up my. Give me a second. Bring up my trusty spreadsheet here. We use. Copy and put this here. All right. Bear with me here. I'll get this cleaned out. All right. Okay. So we will run tank. We're going to do some tank. I know people wanted to see some tank. So tonight what we'll do is I will throw Marshall. I'm going to throw Marshall back in with tank. I'll take Morrison out for now. And the real experiment here that I want to see is not necessarily the positioning. I think for one thing right now, at least, the interesting part is, hey, Vader, I want to be able to tell first, if we take a look at tank with gear, I have, if you notice, I have Fiona because on my air I've used Sarah, which ejected Morrison out right now. And with my missile, I was using Marshall. So what I want to see for my squads in our battle test arena is what is better. Is Fiona better with tanks or is Morrison better with tanks? Because those are my two extras right now. And then we'll also run some other tests. So first let me strip the gear off. Whoa, see? You gotta hear me fully. Let me strip the gear off of people on tank. So we're gonna take Marshall out because we gotta run we got to run our tests with no gear first to see what everything actually looks like. And then we'll do our standard adding back in. We know already, for those of you that are new to Sandbox and haven't seen it, we already know the top things to run are either our 4 reds on our top damage dealer, or what was even better was our mythic radar and mythic shield on the defenses of Williams and Murphy. Or, well, what was better on for air anyway. So we're going to start at least running those tests for tank. And then I'll back into it. I'll obviously do a lot more tests. I will do hundreds more tests for you to see like the right positioning and all that fun stuff. But at least just for tonight to run a few tests, we'll go based off of this. Okay. All right, your trivia tonight, because trivia was a big hit. So I will throw it out there. Just put in the chat. Let's see. That is your trivia tonight. I will come back to that, and you can put your guesses. All right. Let's enter the arena, folks. Enter the arena. We are battling tank on tank. Will be what we'll do. Standard right now I'm going to put Williams, Murphy. I'll do Marshall. Kim, Stetman. So that's what we'll start with for our 5, and we'll just run this as we see fit, doing normal. So let's just see where our battle numbers lie with our formation. And what we have here, I just have to put Williams, Murphy, Marshall, Kim, and Stetman. Okay. All right, let's our damage. Here's our damage dealers here. 394, 365, 1, 3.5, and 3.4 is what we're looking like here. Let's see if tank has the variability that air does. I mean, I will say nowhere near. There's a little bit, and that's probably from the critical hits. But nothing major there. So we know that. Try moving this around here. Yeah, we're getting around, I mean, really, like, it's around the same that we're seeing. You're seeing, like, almost exact. If this doesn't rule out, like, this is just a great way to look at these numbers. I mean, it's showing you, you know, around the same for all of these. So the interesting thing would be in our previous air test, we saw that Diva was actually better. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Diva was actually better to the left. I'm wondering if we do this. If this is more. Because per air, how we ran air, this ended up being like the best lineup. And yeah, you already see this is more impactful. We can see Kim out of the 3 spot. Marshall in the 5. And then Stetton. So there'd be an argument as far as and 1.3 for Marshall. But I'm thinking this is going to prove out to be around the same. 48.348. Okay, where does that put us now? Certainly more. So both of those were pretty much better. The other 3 average was 8.8, and these 2 were like 10. So small sample size right now because we're running this live, but I think we get the point here that we'll just go with this. So let's roll with these 3 here. We're gonna roll with. So let's now enter into the equation. We are going to drop Marshall. And actually, hold on. Let me go back real quick because I don't know if I took gear off of... I want to take gear. Let me take gear off of Fiona and Morrison. And let's see. And then let's take it off of... Fiona. Okay. And let's see who's better. Is it going to be Morrison or Fiona now that we have our tests? You guys can guess. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think it's going to be Morrison with tank or Fiona with tank against tank? I would think because it's against tank, I'm guessing we're going to see Fiona since Missile has more of the buff. Let's see what it does to the team, though. So, oh, let me put this in here, too. Interesting, though, that, it's very interesting. All right, we'll run one more of these just to see what we get here. Yeah, so in this run here where you put Morrison, I'm not seeing much of a benefit here. He's more or less very interesting in these results that Kim is still without Morrison. I mean, without Marshall, Kim is still the same. Doesn't that surprise people? That, like, Kim, there's the buff from Marshall, and Kim stayed the same. Stedman lost a little bit, but Kim's numbers are very stagnant, even with this. I think that's pretty interesting. 2, 4, 8. Oh, this is 0.353. Yeah, so I'm going to leave this. So if you look at what we have so far and what we've seen with our numbers, so this is our average here so far. This was just the 3 that we ran. Again, small sample size just to do on live because if I just run over and over and over again, it'd get pretty boring if we just go over and over and over to write down all the numbers and figures. I run, hundreds of these on my own because I find it interesting. But so just for live, humor me in that we'll do these tests. These are the variability of these, which is really interesting for tank, are way less than our airs. When you take out that stun, the variability of these tests are not crazy. They're all very, very close to what we're running, and we'll run more of these and everything else. And as you can see, this was putting Kim over to the left and Marshall to the right. We ended up with the best score of 10.4. Removing Marshall and putting Morrison in, we dropped 1.3, which we would expect, right? 5 tank, and we're ending 4+1. Without the 4+1 tactic card, we're going to end up with a drop anyway. However, what's interesting, if you look at the numbers of where Kim is, look at this. 4-5, 4-1, 4-1, 4-2, 5-4, 4-3, 4-4. It doesn't really necessarily matter. She was clearly, she was over here. She was clearly less in the 5 spot, or she was in the middle. She was in the middle. I moved her left. But switching the overall team, Stetman moving towards the middle definitely played more. I'd have to put her in the middle here with Stetman on the left to see how that played out. That would be interesting. We'll do that in the long run of this. So, but just for apples to apples tonight, we'll leave it the way it is. So Morrison, let's look at what Fiona is now. Let's get Fiona in here, and we can look at those results. And you think Morrison's going to come out heavier? I think it's going to be. I think Fiona's going to be better than Morrison. That would be my guess, but we'll see. Let's see what happens. Again, this is against tank, so tank on tank. All right, here we go. Yeah. It's. I mean, I only had him up, but you can see, by far. Which I mean, this is just more to show you when you do these mixed squads. If you're going to do them, you're gonna have to have it in your pocket. These different combinations that we're running on who you're going to input when you're facing different teams. So if you're facing a tank squad and you want to use your mixed squad, okay, you're going to use something like this. But if you're running maybe against, all of a sudden you run against air, you might want to then go, oh, let me grab Morrison, right? If I had Morrison on the side as like an extra hero that I wasn't using in my mixed squad formation, whoever it is, insert whoever you want's name. But I'm just saying, I think this just to show, like, if you're doing the mixed squad, you're going to have to do a little bit of balancing act to understand who you want to put in, where, and when. But I think you can clearly see, again, how close this is. What's awesome about this, I love the math, because it all equates and looks great. It all looks great. All the averages just look great. Look at Kim. No matter what you do, like when I ran these tests with Diva and that stun, they go off the chart. Like 1 minute, Diva could do 10, then 20, then 15. You all have the chart. When you look here, everything is around the same with Kim. Everything's the same. Like Kim doesn't really budge that much for numbers. So this is giving you equates to just putting Morrison in. Look at the difference. Look at the difference with Morrison. It's not even close. It's just not close. 10.5 is where we're looking here. So, and it's really tank. Yeah, you're right. Against tanks, you would think there's no buff, but Fiona's stronger, and it worked. You would think that the buff of Morrison brings, but look at the numbers. I'll run it one more time for you. Instead of Morrison, I will have Fiona in here. We'll run it one more time. And by the way, Fiona, what's apples to apples on these tests that makes it so interesting on this too? Morrison has no exclusive weapon. Fiona has no exclusive weapon. If you're wondering on their skills, I have both of their skills maxed. Morrison's skills are maxed. Fiona's skills are maxed. So, apples to apples here in what we're doing. Okay. Let me run one more of this, and then we're going to go throw some gear on these folks, and let's see what things look like with gear. Yeah, I'm getting the same thing. By far, Fiona is better than Morrison with in this test with tanks. It's pretty conclusive. I mean, dealing more damage. 3 straight times. 3 straight times, same results. The numbers are the same. We ended up with, 10.3. It was the final tally, which is way better than 9.1. So I don't care how many times I ran that. That's what it was. All right, so let's throw some gear on. As we always say, let's get our mythics out. And let me throw some gear on here for you. Let's see what I have. So let's start with the number one gear that we've seen play out, which is, let's throw our mythic armor. I need more. I need another armor and radar, right? So we said before we do 4, so take it off here, and we're going to throw it on. There we go. And now, armor, radar. All right, you guys ready to see these numbers jump off the charts? Let's do this thing. I love data. I love this. I love this. All right, we're going to get rid of Fiona. Let's get back to our standard Marshall just to take a look what it looks like first with these. We'll run a couple here. Back to our original tests. And, man, watch what happens to, I already know. Watch what happens to Kim's numbers. She should just amplify with this if it's anywhere like there was. There you go. There it is. You can see it happen. 7 at 3 and 1.4. I really think these numbers might be larger if we switched Kim and Stetman. But we ran all our tests this way. But I will be doing that and let you guys know the results that oh my God. Crazy. Look at these numbers. So good. So good with this. 6.1 and then 1.5. And then we'll run one more with the standard of Marshall being there. Let's see. I'm going to be interested to see if she loses anything without the Marshall buff. Okay. So now a little bit of variability in our test here. We ended up with jumping to 15.9 million damage. So now let's test out this damage. Without Marshall, let's see what Morrison does with the defense in there. Wow. That's the highest I've seen Kim's. And I removed Marshall and Kim jumped up. It's so weird. That is so strange. So strange. Just not what I was expecting. Looking at tank. These tank reports you are about to see on Discord that I'm going to share on Discord are going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. This mixed squad against tank, and you may look at it and see like, oh yeah, because you put Morrison, but it's a mixed squad. I mean, it's Marshall that got pulled out of here. I don't know why we would think pulling 30 exclusive weapon Marshall from this team is going to make it stronger with Morrison. If that doesn't surprise you, I mean, that seems crazy. But that's exactly what happened. And by a lot, by the way. All right, we're going to run quick with Fiona, and then we're going to take some, we're going to look at our takeaways here. Let's go. Let's see what we got. This is going to be exciting to watch. What do we got for damage? Ah, okay. All right, so Fiona's definitely stronger. Does it? This is going to be interesting because Kim, for the first time, dropped. Looks less than Marshall and less than Morrison. However, as a entire team with Fiona in, it might equate to higher numbers and overall damage. Because those numbers for Fiona are way higher than Marshall or Morrison. Again, same thing. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty consistent. I'll just do it one more time, but the numbers are pretty consistent across the board of what you're getting. If you're running these numbers, 0.800, 0.797, 8.9, 4.7, and 5.4. Okay. All right, so, yep, these results are in, and we end up with, hold on, I will at least pop a little bit here. And this was, Morrison was 19.6. Okay. So here's the numbers and how they came out, right? When you look at what the average team was, it was 10.4 with Marshall without any weapons. And when we added in exclusives, we went from 10.4 to 5.9. So this ended up being like a plus 5.5 million in damage with our with our mythics on the defense. When we added in Morrison, we went up plus 9.2. And then when we added Fiona instead, we went up 11, almost 11. What was it, like 11 point, or 10, was that 10.8? No, it was, no, because this should be 21.1. So I'm just not doing, it was 10.7. So these are the real differences that we're adding in if you looked at from a plus minus perspective. I mean, yeah, like that's just really, really cool stuff right there. I'm going to try one more test tonight just to look at what happens if we do. Let's take our four mythics and let's just give it to Kim. Let's get it off our defense. Because the other one we saw with air that popped off the page was where was, well, William's right here. So the other one was when we put our four mythics on Diva. So let's take Kim and let's just let's mythic her out and see what happens. Without the defense, we're going to put her in the front now. Throw a little kink into the mix here. I could throw her in the back, actually, just to do apples to apples. I don't want to do that. We did that before, but the problem is throws it out of whack a little bit if we're trying to do something different. Let's just see what happens just throwing her in the back, because then at least we're doing apples to apples. I don't want to throw the squad mix yet in there, because I think if we put her here, it's going to do more damage. But let's just see how she is in a normal environment, what it does to the squad. So let's leave it normal. And we had, wait a minute, do I have that right? Statman? No. 1 second. Share this with you guys after. I want to make sure this sheet is set up the way that we ran these. And Marshall on the end and Stetman is here in the middle. Stetman was here. Kim was here. Kim was here. Okay. Damage. All right. So as expected, Kim is off the charts, but other people falter. Let's just run one more, just to see if there's any crazy variability in it. Not really. She's almost exactly the same. Everybody really looks very similar. Maybe Marshall dropped a little bit. Yeah, not much. I mean, everybody's pretty. Everybody looks... okay. So drop to, what is this, 15.8. So 15.8. So if we compare this to our first number up here, and this is Marshall, 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 Marshall. So if you look at with all Kim, with the defense and all Kim, really averages out to 15.9 damage to 15.8 damage. So the defense still works out the best. If obviously that's Kim in the back, I think it's going to be higher in the front, and we can see that. We'll just run that real quick just to see for ha-has. We'll run one test, and then that would move. We know that this is better over in the middle, but I will limit the variability and just keep it here for now just to see if it ends up being crazy off the charts. I won't even document it. I'm just curious on my own. So Kim went off the charts as expected. Like Kim's numbers before, if you look, were 11.4, 11.9, and then we had Kim at 10 and 10, 8.7, 9.4, 8.5. Even when she was over on the right, she was 3.4, 2.2, or middle, wherever we had her, 3.5, 4.4. When we looked at it now, Kim just went up to 14.6, putting her in front. So, like you could see, it amplified Kim to no ends. And by far, this would have been the top score. I mean, 6.5 would have been the highest. Stetman, the previous test, Stetman was 2.5, 2.7. Now Stetman's 6.5. Just these two alone, the 14.6 and the 6.5 right here, would have been 21.1. And that would have just about been higher than anybody this Fiona test we ran. But don't forget, I'm just using two heroes to come up with that figure. So, yeah, it blasted it away from the defensive numbers that we ran. But again, I'm gonna put her back here. This is kind of stuff that I'll run later on. I'm gonna just put Morrison in here to see if it amplifies anything. We'll just run a quick test with Morrison and see what we get. Pretty similar. Okay, run. I just want to see one more with Morrison here. What we get for numbers? Yeah, pretty similar. Why is this doing this? Okay. And I'm going to do this one. So let's take a look here. Okay. 4.9. This is 3.1. Yeah, so it's a little bit more on this. On this, there's only two tests looking at this though, but it looks like 18.6, which is around what Morrison was. So if I do more Morrison here, Morrison was this one, and now this one. So Morrison's 3 total numbers ended up being 9.1 with no gear. Morrison was 19.6, had the bump here when we did the defensive gear, and now it's 18.6 with all red Kim as far as the battle reports. So my guess now would be that we would see a stronger, if everything else is the same, we would see a stronger Fiona, which is really made Kim strong. Let's see, one more of these. This is so random considering I'm only running 2 right now as opposed to when I do like 20, 30 of these things. But okay. So this ended up being much lower for her, 17.5. So she did not do well when it was just Kim. With all mythic. So her numbers when she had the defense, her numbers normally were 10.3, and then it was 21.1 when we had the defense, and then when you remove the defense again, it drops to 17.5. So it's a little bit worse than it's the first time Morrison was actually better than Fiona in this in that run, because I would guess the defense. When we removed the defense from the front, Morrison obviously could handle the defense better than Fiona can. So that would have been the real difference of Fiona's not staying alive long enough to land the damage, as opposed to when the defense is in front of her, she's able to do more damage than Morrison was. That's what the test shows. So and by a lot, I mean it was by a lot too. I mean Morrison's only doing like 3.9 and 3.8 million, and then 3.1 million, and before Fiona was doing 5.4 and 5.4, almost beating him by 2 million. So really the test, I will tell you, Morrison lowers the defense, which helps Kim, which makes sense, right? Is for herself, which makes perfect sense. The numbers are playing out then, Jason. If that's what you're saying, the numbers play out perfectly, right? Because you take out when Fiona doesn't have the defense in front of her to let her do the damage, and she's only out for herself. She's dying off. You have to protect her in order for her to stay alive. If you keep her alive, though, she's clearly doing more damage. That's the moral of that story. Like the whole team is doing more damage with Fiona there than Morrison there. But you have to be able to protect her. Even when there was no gear at all, Morrison was equal. It seemed like Morrison was a little bit less than Fiona was, but with Kim doing all that damage. So I wonder where that ultimately come from. It can be a variability of not running enough tests. In all fairness, to tell you, like the variability didn't seem to be that crazy, but at the same time, it was like 19.6 to 21.1. It wasn't like it was crazy off only a few tests. It just looked like Fiona was edging him out on the numbers. Once I run like 40 and 50, it will be more decisive. So I'm not going to really track it right now, but I'm going to leave you. I'm going to run one more sandbox test for you guys, what we did before. I'm going to split it up. Because it really played out good the last time we ran these, where we just gave, we left Kim with 2 reds. Actually, we didn't. We gave, what we did is we took the skill off and we gave it to Skylar. So I'll give it to Stetman since he's going to be staying in the lineup every time. I'll just give it to Stetman. so we don't have to choose the variability. And then, so we have, oh, crap. Do I not have another? I need another gun. I need another gun from somebody. You gotta give it up there, Diva. I need it. Okay. Let's put the gun on Stetman, and then we're gonna throw the defense. We'll actually keep them, we're gonna give them a radar. And this is the test we ran before. So let's just run it real quick and see what the, we'll see what they look like. All right, we're gonna do this. We'll take it out. We're gonna give Marshall. And I'll tell you what walking away with this is, though, that's very interesting, is that the buff that Tank's getting versus, there is no buff like tank versus air, but the fact that Marshall by himself against Tank isn't doing anywhere near the help that Fiona and Morrison is not what the results that I expected to walk away from tonight. I did not, as I dive into these tank tests, I can already tell you that that surprises me. I'm all for mixed squads as we get into air and we get into missile and we get it like, you know, tank versus different things. But just a tank on tank to see that Fiona and Morrison were both better than Marshall was, I would have expected at least him to be adding that buff. But yeah, it's just surprising to me. So now we gave here, just to summarize again, I just did a lot there. So Kim and Stetman both have a red gun, and Murphy and Williams both have a red radar. That's it. So still four mythics. We kept with the 4 theme. Didn't move anything. And now we see, oh my god, that by far now has been the best we've done. Right there. And this has all been, again, same 4. Like, if I handed... The whole point of this experiment and this sandbox for everybody to look at and why we run these tests is because I'm taking 4 mythics out of the sky. And I'm telling you, you can have 4. How will you place them on your teams? And what will it do to your teams? And I think, once again, we've knocked it out the park to show that if you put these in the right spots, the difference it makes. Right? Like if you're using these, if people are upgrading their gear wrong and they're putting their gear in the wrong places, you can see how crazy it is in a game that you spend money that you are not taking advantage of a stronger team in your building. And that's really what this is all about, to help out. And I mean, these numbers right here are just crazy popping off the page compared to what we've been running. Just with Marshall. And I will show you the difference of what we were running before. This is, like, that was just crazy. And that was just, like, crazy variability in there. Alright, and then we like, so that was, okay. So there's our first blip on the radar of wild numbers. For the first time tonight, we ran together 27 experiments tonight, okay? And Kim has been virtually exact almost all of the experiments that we've run to where we were. And this experiment right here, and let me just do the final average of these 3, which is 21. It's still higher, but I want to show you, like, Kim ran a 16.4 in that first battle we had, which is eye-popping compared to what we just had her run at 7.5 and 7.8. Before, she was running an 11.2, a 13.1, and this was when she was all mythicked out. And then all of a sudden she popped to 16.4. That's just really weird. That out of nowhere, she pops 27 tests. Like, 26 of them were like incredibly consistent. And then one test, she just popped 16.4. That's just like really, really strange. Also in this test, if you look, it was 9.6 for Stedman, then he drops to 5.1, and then he's 9.6. So the variability with Marshall being a buff would be my guess of what's causing this to be a little bit more variable. Like, obviously with the armor, you're staying alive more, but it's very, it's crazy, the variability in these tests all of a sudden on putting this, spreading this gear over a little bit. So let's take a look real quick at the Fiona and Morrison exchange here. Let's go, Morrison. All right, Morrison, what are you going to do? The team. Because Marshall doesn't do much for damage. So levels it out a little bit, I guess. Showing Kim is dropping quite a bit compared to where we were. So yeah, hold on. 6.9 and 2.1. That one just got, for some reason, erased up my little spreadsheet here. Okay, let's do one more with him. Okay, see what I mean? Look at what's happened. All of a sudden, by adding this, you guys saw like the whole night running these tests. It was the same. It was very stable. Everything was stable, and now adding in these mythics has popped. Like, all of a sudden, it's almost like putting Stepman with the mythic has popped it for Kim. I mean, Williams and Murphy now have the radar. But it's the only variability was putting, for the first time, something on Stepman. Yeah, I mean, these are, and I'll show you what I mean, so you can look at these numbers. So now we went and ended up 19.7 and dropped with the average for this was this. But I mean, to be honest with you, this 21.3 that just came out of nowhere, like, it just seems very, very strange because it was a 16.5 low to a 23.4 high with even Morrison, and then over here you had the 28 high and the 15 low to the 21. So there's just way too much variability to just take this on just a couple tests to run this. But you're seeing how variable, like when we added the radar in here for these two with this combination. It's either way, it's given us the highest numbers of the night. So far for all three of them, regardless with those, we'll see what happens with Fiona. Yeah, I mean, this average, this might be the highest right here out of everything. 8.1 because of how everybody is dealing damage here. Yeah, almost. I mean, we'll see. I mean, with the wild Kim number thrown out, that was like crazy, 16 or something. Or what was she? What did she pop? Yeah, 16.4 out of nowhere. That's just going to be hard to beat based on that. You know, and some of these numbers, like, you just have to, with the way that these battle reports are going, to know that it's going to run a random thing. It's kind of like Skylar. Like when you get the stuns, you're going to get a random test. If that's the one out of a 1,000 that you see that it happens, then you have to throw it out. But I don't know. Like now, this Kim just ran here, 13.4. This is Morrison's numbers are all incredibly consistent and high. I mean, sorry, Fiona. So again, remember now, don't forget with Fiona, we just put defense to let her cook on this team, but we went to 23.9. So it was by far 22, a 22, and a 27. So Fiona, as long as Fiona has the defense in front of her, she's cooking. She's helping the team cook along the way. 6.5, 5.4, 5.4, 5.3. You compare that to what Morrison was doing at 4, 3.8, 2.1, and what Marshall does at 1.6, 1.3, 1.8. You can see there's an enormous difference adding in Fiona in here for what's that doing. So, yeah, I'm just going to say, like, that is incredibly impressive. All right. With that, I will, let me take a look at what you guys guessed real quick at your numbers. Who came closest to the trivia question tonight? What was, let's go look at your answers. I need to scroll up over here. All right, what do we get? What do we get? What were our answers? What were your answers? All right, we had 9. Death Wolf. Jason says 10. Vader says 5. Are those our only guesses? Those are all people that were guessing. I will give a few more minutes for anybody who joined to see on this. The question was, how many mythics are on my second team? Before. You saw I had 4 from my live stream before. Okay? Okay? But you guessed 9. Danny, come on. You can't win again. I can't let you win again anyway. I mean, come on. You're raking it in over here. Okay. So, the answer is I'm not a big spender. I mean, I am a big spender. That's true. I am a big spender. I'm a dolphin, but I'm a big spender. Okay. The winner is Jason. Jason is spot on, actually. So Death Wolf would have been correct, but I did actually, Death Wolf, just add a 10th one in the mobilization event. So I now have 10 mythics on my air. And so if we take them here, these are all going from my air from the test we ran tonight. So I can show you. I put them on other people right now. Kim's got to come off, and I think Stetman now has one here. So if I put it on my second team, which is what we will do, so Carly will get 1. Here's her second one. So there's Carly's 2. Lucius has 2. That's 4. Diva now has 4. So that's 8. And then we have Skylar has 2. So there's your 10. And then as you know, I run Sarah with this. And right now Sarah has none on. So those are my 10 mythics that are sitting with air. So congratulations, Jason. Yes, trophy to you. $25 coming your way. Hit me up in Discord and find out where you are. I'll get your ID, and shoot $25 over to you. Congratulations. Everybody loves these that we keep running here to the little gift card, so we'll keep doing it every time. All right. Let me just go through real quick. I know I've been running those tests and have not been answering your questions, so I will finish up by just seeing if there's anything I didn't get to from you. I don't want to not answer your questions. Deathwolf, you maxed out 4 coins. Nobody likes a bragger. That crazy game. Some kind of power filter would be great for truck plundering. Same reward. I know you guys were talking about the rewards for the plundering. I may have missed. I'll look at that. Do you think $450 US is enough to get 5,000 deco shards in the Halloween event? That is an amazing question. Do I think 450 is enough to get 5,000? I'm trying to think from a... So here's the thing about the events coming up, right? Which, by the way, it is coming up in October. So all you low spenders, save your money. Save your money for the event. That's where you should be dumping your money in. There's always great stuff going on. And I cannot answer that because a lot of it is luck with the tickets. So if people get lucky by hitting the tickets, I've seen people get a skin for $100 in those events. So I will just say that it really depends on that. But if we're talking to be safe, is 450 enough to get deco? If you're only going for the deco, I would say yes. I actually think that is enough to use the tickets if all you're doing is deco. If you're not going for the effect, that's going to be there. If you're not going for the extra skin, which my guess is there's going to be a new skin in the event because they haven't come out with a skin in a while. So my guess is there's going to be a skin. If you're not going for any of those additional things, then I will see what it is. Oh, okay. And I will end. I'm sorry. I did promise that I would look at the... oh, no. I was going to look at... Jason, are you Double Texas? Is that who you are? Texas T? Double T? Yeah, Deathwolf, if you're only focused on it, I think 450 should be enough for just deco. Should be. I mean, you should get lucky enough to get the tickets at that level when you're doing 450 to get that. Because some of it becomes luck. I don't know what game they're going to have either. They all have different games, like they do the Monopoly thing. They do the different games and how you can get lucky and buy it from the store, but typically that's what it is. I think it was Texas. I think that's what you're asking for. So I'm going to bring, I think this was what you had in here. Yeah, look at you, Texas. 1602. Okay, you got blasted. Whoa, what? Wait a minute. Dude, what is going on here? How did you get blasted by a 37.7 air? This is wild. This is wild. I can you guys yeah, I'm like I'm blown away by this. Okay. Your exclusive weapons, I guess, is here. Um 5.6 power, your skills. The gear looks very similar. Okay, yeah, I don't know how you got so blasted from this person. I don't know why it's not I don't know if it's showing on the screen here for the capture of this, but I can, it's in the Discord. I was trying to show it on the screen, but it's not slide. Oh, there we go. It's sliding over. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how you got. How did you lose so bad? What did you? What am I missing? Like you got pounded. I mean, there's War Leader, I guess. That's the difference. But how the heck did you lose so bad? There's a gear. Is it it may be the gear placement? Like shows shields and radars look good on his. And he looks like he has the same amount of or maybe more mythics than you. 4, 5, 6, 7 mythics, and you have 5 mythics. Where's you put? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely wild. That is the largest victory difference I've ever seen. I think the funnier part of all of it is the fact that you have a gorilla. That's crazy. Yeah, everybody, jump on the Discord, and check out Double T shared it in the chat. I would highly recommend you jump into the Discord and check it out. It is really wild. What I'm watching here. That difference of 14 million. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. With that, I mean, I'm blown away by what I just watched here. Texty, I'm gonna have my alliance look at that. Like, that is crazy. I have never seen somebody lose with a 14 million spread. So I'm going to analyze that report. I'm going to analyze that report to no end of what you have to try to find that. And I don't know. I might even make a video out of that one, because that is there's stuff going on there. I might run some battle tests based on that video to see if I can duplicate what the heck is going on there. But yeah, really cool. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that. All right, everybody. With that, thank you all for tuning in. Wonderful evening. Appreciate you all. And I will try to be on tomorrow night again for another reset. I'm going to try to run some Winter Storm here for folks at some point tonight or tomorrow, and go from there. Everybody else, have a wonderful evening. QB18 out.